welcome to the Fight for Resistance podcast with your host, Uncle Fox. Tonight we got a special episode. We're going to do a talk about Mount Graham. We're going to talk about the run that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and I just got a hold of my cousin Vanessa Nosie, and we're going to go ahead and talk to her about what's going on with the event. It's the 31st annual, so we need people there and runners. So I'm going to get my cousin on the line right now, and we could talk about what's going on in a couple of weeks. Vanessa, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Hey, Vanessa.
Hi.
Hi. We just, I'm going to go over I'm just going to read off the flyer real quick. So this is the 31st annual Mount Graham Sacred Run. It's July 21st through the 24th. Thursday, it'll start at Old St. Carlos at 4 p.m. and right after that is the run. And they'll also have dinner there before the run. And it'll go to Nolene's Country Store. July 22nd on Friday, starts at 4 a.m. Run will begin at Nolene's Country Store, end at Treasure Park at Mount Graham. On July 23rd, Saturday, at sunrise, we'll hike up to retrieve the holy water. On July 24th, Sunday, 9 a.m., Holy Ground, Blessings, and Departure. So food will be provided. Bring your camping gear, warm clothes, chairs, sanitation supplies, prepare for rain. Last year, a lot of us weren't prepared for rain, so this year I'll make sure that we are. So Vanessa, you on the Facebook, you were talking about we need more runners, right?
Yeah, I put the flyer out to let the people know, let the public know that we are doing our 31st annual Mount Graham Sacred Run.
Okay.
So it's exciting. 31 years that we've been doing this. So we're really looking forward to people coming out to pray with us, run with us, educate people on the issues that are happening out throughout Indian country, especially with Mount Graham and Oak Flat.
Okay, it sounds good. So to let people know, like the first one we had in our family was before Oak Flat was Mount Graham, and we were going against the telescope from UofA. So that started out in 1990. I kind of looked it up a little bit, Vanessa, like 1984. A lot of the Safford residents were against it. They were, they hunt up there, they get water up there, they camped up there. So somehow later on they kind of got quiet, and in 1990, that's when we're the only ones that were still fighting at that time. So it's been a long fight, especially against the Vatican, right?
Yes. Like you said, back in the 90s when the fight for Oak Flat came, because the Vaticans and the University of Arizona were putting telescopes on top of our holy mountain. And the history, like with all indigenous people, we were relocated and moved. So it sits outside of our concentration camp, now known as our reservation. And the Vatican's, their purpose, they're putting the telescopes were to find a physical being of God, something that they could touch, like the gates to heaven.
Yes.
And for alien life. And so Mount Graham was the one that was chosen out of, I guess, the world. And so they were desecrating our mountain where it sits at the very top. They're ancient trees that go, in time immemorial of when God created Yulson, the creator created, all living things. And it has endangered species, and there's so much history that goes into the fight. And then the University of Arizona came involved because they built the lens for the telescope. So it's been a big fight in protecting our holy sites. So yeah, when you and I first started, I was like 11, and there was only maybe 10 of us running, and we covered over 100 miles. And so it's been a blessing, and to see the outpour of supporting the Apache people because of us trying to save our religion, our spirituality, and also protecting all life. The border towns, and if our religion is at stake, so is everyone else. And if the environment is continued to be destroyed, then that's no future for all people. So it's been a really huge fight for us. And that's what really opened the doors for all the other fights for us, like Oak Flat.
Yeah, and then the one thing I was gonna say was what really opened up a lot for everybody, including me too, was when Uncle Wendsler got arrested in 1997 for praying on the mountain. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember him. Uh, my mom had a dream that he had to go to the mountains, so he went, and he went to the very top and to pray, and then he was coming down, and the university police arrested him and escorted him down the mountain, and we had the trial. But because our religion was on trial, because it's for his praying, he was acquitted. So that, but that really, I know, showed what the United States thought about us. Our religion wasn't a priority nor a thought of.
Yeah, and I see my that's when this they actually put this whole Mount Graham in the spotlight by arresting your dad, at the time, because it was kind of like the fight was going on, but when that happened, I mean, it just kind of blew up. Like they kind of started that, that whole thing where it went in the spotlight, and a lot of people didn't even know the Vatican was behind the telescope.
Yeah, what was, when you go back and you think about that time, I remember the Pope sent one of the cardinals out to Mount Graham, and he drove up in his fancy black car, and he told him to give him 15 minutes. He stepped out of his car, stood there for a minute, and said, "Okay, it's not sacred, it's not holy," and got back in his car. And so when, my dad was arrested, it really showed that our religion was not even referred to as a religion.
Yeah,
And so, in the United States, and how the deceit behind it, and how it was created, this colonial system, this corporate system, isn't gonna want its dirty secrets to come out. And so I think that really pushed everyone to open their eyes about how indigenous people were still viewed as nothing, especially in the system that surrounds us today, with all this legislation and bills, and the way Congress and Senate look at us. They know the truth behind it, so they don't want the truth to come out. And so my dad got arrested. It really opened up the avenue for indigenous people to fight for their freedom of religion.
yeah, and the also thing with the freedom, what we fight for, it's just like, I mean, we're fighting for everybody. We're fighting for Mother Earth and the residents. We're fighting for, not to say that it's not only for Apaches, but it's for all of us. We're trying to save it for our future, the water, the plants, all the stuff that they gather up there. Animals. I remember they were talking about uh, a squirrel that was endangered up there. And things like that. And so we were trying to fight for everyone at the same time, and everyone just didn't realize what was going on at the time.
Yeah, I think, in the society we live in, it's um so we're so blinded about, I guess, like the desecration of our natural resources. I
Hmm.
don't think people realize where the water comes from when you turn on your faucet to cook, to brush your teeth, take a shower, wash your clothes. The essentials that we think that how you could say that we live with today.
Yeah.
And so with them not understanding where our water resources come from, and our natural resources that continue to survive, that continue to keep us surviving, it's sad. But that's why the indigenous people like us, the Apache people fighting for Mount Graham and for Oak Flat, and all the other indigenous people out there that are at the forefront, it's really a fight, not just for our survival as indigenous people, to keep our spirituality and our identity intact, but also for those yet to be born. And like you said, that's everyone. No one can survive without water. No one can survive if it's contaminated. No one can survive if our trees and our natural resources that keep us existing as humans
Yes.
are gone.
Hmm. Definitely.
So yeah, so we're really, in this fight. It's become not just the like I said, the base of on religion for indigenous people, but it's a fight just to protect Mother Earth, Nagosan, that's what we say, Nagosan, Mother Earth, to protect her so that our future children, everybody, no matter what race, what religion that you believe in or what you are, it's that protection for us to survive, because you and I have children and someday we'll have grandchildren and great grandchildren, and we don't want them to have a world that they're not able to survive in. So,
Yes.
we're looking for out for everyone. And, Mount Graham is such a huge issue and such a big fight because all the water resources that are there. And you're right, the creations that Yulson or God has given us, from the animals to the trees, everything is there. You could be born there, you could live there, and you could die there, and
Yeah.
so if those things are gone, there'll be nothing left for any of us.
Yeah, true. And that's what I was talking about. Like a lot of times the United States or the Vatican, they they put our way of life as a religion, and then so that in turn to turn around and say, oh, this doesn't feel religious, which is, it's our way of life. Everybody has to go up there and pray. Everybody has to get plants and water. It's not it, but they put it as religion to stop us from that. And but it's just the way we live. That's the way we that's the only way we know how to live and protect this earth. So I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of times that's how we get labeled.
yeah, no, I think the fight now, and I guess to bring out, like, you know, um, there's a difference between religion and spirituality, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what my dad's teaching me more so now than ever, is that you people can believe in a religion, but your connection is your spirituality, right? And it even goes back to like Christianity, where when you look at the Bible, it's just now that they have these churches and these huge buildings that where they go in and they worship God. But if you go back to the very beginning, when their first Bible created, they went to the mountains,
Yes.
and that's where they received their message. You look at Noah's Ark, you look at Moses, you look at Abraham, you look at all these um, significant people in their way of life, and their message from Creator was in the mountain. But see, that's the form of control and divide is in power, is that if you can get, round up these people to worship into what a human has created, then they lose that sense of spirituality. But as indigenous people, we still understand that.
Yes.
We still understand the connection through all that God Yulson has created. And that's not in a building. That's not in a structure that has four walls, statues. It's what he has created, and everything's alive. And as people can get back to their spirituality, they'll look at everything totally different. But that's like with the Mount Graham run, they say, or we all say, it's a personal journey to sacred unity. And that's
Oh yes.
impacting your spirituality, and that's what the run is about. Is, we put the flyer out there, we're calling on runners, but something inside them, whether it's a dream or a feeling, will pull them to the mountain. And it's because there's a message, and it's going to take that personal journey to create this sacred unity to protect Mother Earth and to protect all people's way of life.
Yes.
Because if the First Nation can be put on trial for their religion, their spirituality, their identity, so can everybody else.
Yes.
The government doesn't care.
Yeah, true. And so that's why it's still this is the 31st annual, like you said. We I think I was 13 and you were 11 when this first started, and back then we didn't. I was telling my daughter we didn't have any Facebook Live or Instagram Live. We were just running in the dark, and I didn't know where anybody's at. Like all the staff, and I don't think we had the relay at the time either. We just took off,
No,
and
we didn't.
and hopefully someone's waiting for me 3 miles down the road. So that I was like, oh, I didn't have no lights. I could hear coyotes, and things like that. I told my daughter like it was a lot different back in the day, but with technology now, and you could record on your phone and go live. I like when my son runs and or our kids run, I could tell where they're at, or I seen the post where they're at, and stuff like that. I know they're okay, but yeah, the run is a lot of fun and sacred, and the prayers and the dancing, and I think we had what 3 coming of age ceremonies during these times.
Yeah, we had three of them, and that's the great thing about this run. When a girl has been able to, say they want to go back to their homelands and not have, not taken away from anybody that's had their coming of age ceremony here in San Carlos, but just the education that we give our children. And like I said, it's the mountain, it's
Yes.
the mountain that calls to them. And when they feel it and they decide to have their coming of age ceremony, back at our holy places, that's that's the beauty of our fight, because as much as we sacrifice and all the hardship we endure, it opens these doors for our children to go back. And
Yes.
so it's, with the first one to have her dance there, it was hadn't been done in over 150 years of our people going back, and being who they are. And that's the fight right there,
Yep.
is not only protecting Mother Earth, but to give an opportunity to our children to be who they are. That was a blessed gift from Yosin, to be Apache and to go back to our holy places.
Yes. True. And that's what I was talking about today. Like today it was 112 degrees, and it's hot out
Yeah.
here. And I remember, I think it was a couple years ago. Um, I was talking to your dad, and he was saying that I was telling him like a lot of people always say, I don't know how you guys survive out here a long time ago. It's hot. And then I remember Uncle telling me, we're not stupid. We had winter camps. We go up in the mountains. So like today, it being hot, people say it's hot. Well, that's why we used to go to the mountains all the time. That during this time, we had winter camps, summer camps, spring camps, and Mount Graham is very sacred, and it's nice weather up there. So I can't. I'm
Yeah,
excited to go again this year.
yeah, we're all excited, and you're right. Like with the heat, we've gotten so used to just being confined and staying, but our people back then were very smart.
Yeah,
So
yeah. They would head up
they
the
went
mountain
where
in
it was
summer.
cool. They knew where the water was at.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's a great feeling to be able to go back.
yeah,
And over the years, to see the kids run, as we all get older, then it becomes our kids and then their kids. So,
yeah,
it started with only 11, 10, 11 of us, but now, we're up to like 100 runners, but due to COVID, I know um, it had some restrictions, but hopefully things will start to pick up and we'll get more runners out there and have our blessings done and just be able to unite and be together because it's family. And that's the best thing I think about our family and about the you the fights that we're in. It's we all become, you know
yeah,
because we all believe in the same thing, and that's protecting the sun, and that's protecting religion, our spirituality. So it's always um, something to look forward to. I know for us as a family, I know we can't wait till once it's done. We can't wait till the following year, and it's good. We always say, "Well, bring somebody." So I hope people start bringing people and just sharing the education and creating family. That's what's important.
yeah. It is. I mean, and then when you get out there, you run and you take the staff and you start running. It feels a lot different than running, like a 10K or a marathon. It feels you're running for something. You're running towards to the mountain, which is a blessing. So it's a lot different than running a 10K or a marathon or anything like that. Just the feeling of it, to me, it
Yeah,
does.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Oh,
a totally different experience because you're running in prayer
yeah.
and people are praying for you and with you, So it's a totally different experience. And I think everybody should, those that have, good hearts and good intentions and should, and want to, be a part of something like this should come out. And this will open so many doors for them personally, you know, um, maybe even like, no, I don't want to say professionally, but I meant, it changes their life. And
Yes.
so they view things in this world so different. And so it is an amazing experience. It can be hard at times, but that's that personal journey. We all have to go through it, and it's so rewarding at the end when you feel that cold breeze.
Yes.
You're running in like over 100-degree weather, and good thing we're not doing it like how we did a long time ago with just running as far as we can,
Yeah.
hoping somebody's there. But you
Yeah.
know, with the system that we have in place, and the relay, and it pushes our time to get up there faster, and we get out of the heat quicker, and just to feel that mountain. And I know all of us have had that experience where like we get tired, but once we get to that mountain, it seems like we just get re-energized, and
Yeah.
just so happy, and just feel that spirit. So it's great. It's great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This year will be my little one's first year running, so
Oh
I'm really
yeah, that's
excited.
right. Yeah, it's cool to see, how we started young, and then, then we see our kids running out there. It's pretty amazing to see that. It's how long this Mount Graham Sacred Run's been going on, to see them do it, and then, and in the future see our grandkids do it, and just keep it going.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about your boy, and how um he makes that time, like he's an adult and he has his own life, but because he's been doing this, and whatever is gravitating him to come to, pull him to the mountain as a young adult, he's making that time. He could be doing so many other things right now, but he's dedicated, and that's what keeps us as older ones,
Yeah.
inspired and hopeful. And so, like, I'm really proud of him, and all those like him that have continually come out and support. I know life goes up and down and gets things get in the way, but they always seem to make their way. And it's a good thing to see. And yeah,
Yeah.
just we want to keep this going. I want to come back and say, oh, we're doing our 60th
Yeah,
annual run.
that'd be
And
awesome. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and you guys do a really great job up there. I was telling some of my friends that, the food up there, and, you guys have everything set up. Everyone just needs to bring their camping gear and help out. If you want to bring extra supplies and food or whatever, just bring whatever up. You guys have a lot already prepared, but still, you can still use the help. So, I mean, you guys do a great job up there with organizing it and the run, and dropping dropping runners off and picking them up. It's a lot of work, and, police behind you, watching you, every step. I mean, it's a lot of work for you guys, and I really thank you guys for, keeping it going, especially.
Well, yeah, thank you. And I'm really glad that we've done it this long, that we're able to provide like the food, and
Yeah.
and some um I don't want to say events, but some like um educational, from like singing, and having blessings done, and all these things that entail to root us and protect us. That as one of the organizers, like, I guess you would say in this white term, I always say that I don't like to be called an organizer, an
Yeah.
activist. This is just
Yeah.
the way we are. This is who we are, as Apache people, as indigenous, as this is our responsibility. And so, but I'm really fortunate to have all those that help and have participate, from the cooks, to donating wood or porta johns, and all that
Yes.
entails. It's been really a blessing to have everyone come together to make it a success, because we do want to keep it going. And I know life is hard, especially now with, like, you know inflation and everything. The least we can do is, pick up runners and provide food.
Yes.
and do what we can, because this issue is so important, and we need everybody to come out and help, and be a part of it, because that's what's going to continue to keep us surviving.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was telling a lot of people here too. That it's just the way of life. The mountain and everything up there is beautiful. And especially right now being hot, it's a great escape. To get up there on Mount Graham. It's cold up there. It to me, because my dad's side of the family is from the Bay Area in Lake County. That's how it feels. That's how Mount Graham feels to me. It feels like how cold it is over there. Like it feels like that over here. So especially getting away from today. It was hot. So going up to that mountain is gonna be great.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait. Just for those that come out, make sure you bring some jackets and dress warm. Bring your rain jacket, because it does rain.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's
Bring some extra clothes. I mean, oh my God, I could have used
make
some
sure you
rain
got
boots
socks.
last year. So all right, Vanessa. Well, thanks. So we'll try to get everybody out there. We want more runners, and you don't have to be, uh, you know, you. We just want everyone out there to run. You don't and get away from the heat and enjoy it, and prayer and blessings and everything. It has everything. So
Yeah, just people come on out, come join us, come help us protect our holy mountain, and it'd be great to get new people out there so that the word is spread. And anybody has any information, they can always contact me, and we can set things up. If not me, they can contact my dad, Wendsler. So we're here to help. So thank you, Matone. Thank
all
you.
right, thank you, Vanessa. Well, we'll let you go, and then I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you then.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
So again, that starts July 21st at Old St. Cars Monument at 4 p.m. and it ends on July 24th. So we need all runners to come out, enjoy it. The mountain is beautiful up there. The weather is great. Get away from this heat. And hopefully I'll see you all there. So that's the show for the night. I want to thank everyone for subscribing to the podcast. It's on Apple and Spotify. Thanks to everyone who shared the link. Thanks to everyone that took the time to listen. A shout out to my friend Maricela. You can find her on Instagram, beatitplume_64, and check out all her work. So we'll see you guys again. All right, thank you.